number 1 seed, defending champion, and he has shown the heart of a champion this week. In his first group game against William McKendry, Wesley was 3-2 down and then won the last 2 legs in 18 and 11 darts to win that 1-4-3. The other ones were fairly plain sailing, and then when he got to the knockouts, averaged 102 in dispatching Denny Alder-Calter, then beat Sean McDonald, but then had to survive match darts in his next 3 games. There was a couple against Georgi Yehozerski from Hungary in the last 32. There were 4 from Barry Copeland in the last 16. That one, he was 4-2 down, survived 2 in the 7th leg, 2 in the 8th leg, and then won the decider in 11. With darts just like that, a lovely 140 there from Wesley. And then in the quarters, he played Jimmy Van Schie, the Jimbo Jet, and survived 5 match darts in that one. As for his opponent, the tall Corne Groenveld, Corne topped his group, pushed hardest by Jarno Bottenberg, but he won that one 4-3. And then in the knockouts, he only had to face match darts once, and that was in the last 64 against Francois Schweyen of Belgium. Otherwise, dominant, averaged over 100 against Darren Johnson, and in the 90s against Darryl Christie and Miroslav Krudziecki, and in the quarters he beat Nico Blum of Germany 5-4. Wesley now looking to take this first leg, double A. You're going to have to go top of the bed. He doesn't manage to bury it in. It's single. Corne looking for a 120. Shanghai not able to climb the ladder. So just 60 there. So Wesley will come back looking to kick off this semi-final by holding throw. But he can't find the double. Comes inside, so an early chance to break here for Corne. Single 20 for tops. And he doesn't find the double 10. So a nervy start from both men, but Wesley has a chance to hold throw here. We'll drop down the bottom of the board for double 2. And he finds it. 1-0 to Wesley. I don't know if you can actually see it on there, but Wesley, I don't think quite broke his hand, but significantly damaged his non-playing hand at the recent Europe Cup. It was a freak accident. He caught one of the tables and there was real swelling and bruising, and he actually had to play in Bruges last weekend with a form of cast on his hand, and he's been playing with some strapping earlier this week as well, but seems to be getting back to his best, or at least certainly was on Thursday. But this man here, Corne Groenveld, I didn't know an awful lot about him. He got to the last 16 of the Dutch Open last year, which obviously is an incredible achievement in and of itself. Hoping to be at the Dutch Open myself next year with Alex Moss of the Weekly Darts Cast, who I know is in the chat, enjoying the action here from Budapest. But yeah, I didn't know much about Corne, but when he won the title in Antwerp, I was informed that he's a close friend of Marco Meyer, one of our referees who's working as players marshal on this finals day. Him and Marco play in the same Thursday night darts team, and Corne apparently he used to be a chef, so he used to work very sort of unsociable hours, as I'm sure people know, the restaurant trade, you do work very unsociable hours. So Corne didn't have the chance to do a lot of competitions. He couldn't really go away at weekends. So he was a steady local player, but couldn't really do much beyond that. He's recently changed jobs now. Corne has now more of a 9-to-5, and which means he's able to put in a lot more time on the board, and he's able to do a lot more tournaments. And he's gone from, at the start of August, he's gone from having only 39 WDF ranking points to a minimum of 300 plus after this competition. And he tried to go for the double-double route there on 92, not to be. So Wesley will come back for 74. And he finds it. Big roar from Wesley. We've seen a few of those this week after those come from behind victories, geeing himself up. Both men are usually capable of significantly higher averages than this, but in what's been a scrappier start, Wesley certainly making the most of it so far. 2-0 up in a race to 6. Corne is... he said to Marco, and Marco said it to me, and then Corne said it to me himself. He came here to Budapest, and his belief was, I'm going to win one of the competitions here. Whether it's the World Open, the World Masters, or the qualifier, I don't know, but I'm going to win something. I can feel it. I've had a premonition. And here he is in the semi-finals. And of course, got the World Championship qualifier to go tomorrow. But this is a man coming into form at the right time, and a man chasing a lakeside debut. But it might not be through this Masters, as Wesley pins 171 to make real headway in this third leg. Corne back on 298. So Wesley will have 6 starts at this 135. And he will need them, as he has a wayward first start. 95. That's a marvellous setup to leave tops after 12. 57. Corne yet to get a foothold after those missed chances in the first leg. And Wesley duly punishes, finding double 10. He now leads 3-0. So he is halfway to a spot in the final and the chance of defending his World Masters title. And in that final, Wesley or Corne will play the winner of our second semi, which will be coming up next, between Corne Scott, who, just like Corne Groenveld, has been hitting a lot of those 180s this week. It will be between Corne Scott of England and the Tunnel, Kai Gotthard of Germany, who, fresh off winning a week at the Modus last week, is here in Budapest and cried tears of joy reaching the semi-finals, as did Mr. Groenveld. He was over the moon when he beat Nico Bloom in the quarterfinals on Thursday. It was a tense, a nervy game, a real scrap. But Corne was emotional, tears of joy, and you know, real emotion from the tall Dutchman. And you know, you could tell how much it meant, and you know, all of them, all 4 of the semi-finalists have been incredibly emotional in the men's competition at getting to this stage and knowing what this iconic trophy means. Wesley had been through all of those comebacks, all of those match starts from Georgi and from Barry and from Jimmy Van Schie, and he got the job done in the end and was over the moon. Corne, of course, to reach this far. Kai, of course, and I mean Corne Scott, we'll talk about him in the next semi-final, but he's had a roller coaster week. Wesley, 80 floor there. Had a bounce set, but Corne on the board now, 3-1 down, and a break here would give him the chance to throw to level it up. So he won't want to get ahead of himself, but getting that first leg on the board on the stage is vitally important. 135. No trebles so far in this 5th leg for Corne Groenveld. Wesley finds one with his last dart, so he is in firm control of this one. 199 in front. 45. And a ropey visit there from Corne puts Wesley firmly in the driver's seat to take this 5th leg and move 4-1 in front. 84. An important last treble there for Corne, but he's still not on a finish and nowhere near. So Wesley, he's got time on this 102. And he will need to come back for double 16, but Corne not on a finish. And not able to get himself down to one with that visit, just 84. So Wesley will come back. And he'll move across. 16. Just 16 scored for Wesley. And that is much more like it from Corne Groenveld. Applies the pressure with a 140. So if Wesley has any more double trouble here, Corne will be watching. But he doesn't. The first one, a wire's width away. The second one finds its home in that double 8 bed. So Wesley Plaisier now leads 4 legs to 1. So much stronger visit there from Corne. Neither man really has found their scoring boots in this one, both averaging below the 80 mark, when in reality these two were high 90s and into the hundreds for much of Wednesday and Thursday. And you know, Wesley was impressive yesterday in the Open as well, got as far as the quarterfinals, where he ultimately fell victim to Jimmy Van Schie, who went on to the final in that event, where he was beaten by England's Reece Colley. But Corne is on 171, 139, and that is a fantastic setup from the Antwerp Open champion. Leaves himself on 32 after 12, and it's that kind of darts he needs to produce. And he pins it first time. Excellent stuff from Corne. Cuts the deficit to 4-2. And again, he'll be looking to break back. But it's a powerful start from Wesley in 140. But Corne responds in kind. .135 there. Corne finds the treble. 85. So it's advantage Wesley through 2 visits, but this is a step up in quality, this leg, from both players. And Wesley on cue finds the big 1 and a big 5. So, you know, but it's not the end of the world for Wesley, because he is now down to a finish. As is Corne with a 125, leaves himself on 151. Corne's he's got a very fast approach to the board to retrieve his darts and walk away. And I've noticed a couple of times now that he's come back and gone to go to the table, and Wesley still stood there composing himself, collecting his thoughts, just looking out into the crowd. You know, got that more stage experience, I think, maybe, and just kind of controlling the stage a little bit more. Wesley here on 80. He finds the treble, so he'll get 2 darts at double 10. And he's not able to find it. He comes in on 10 and 5. So Corne, 56. 20 for double 18. And he can't find the double. So Wesley will come back for 5. Needs to hit the big number, which he does. So double 2. He found it in the first leg of the match. And he finds it again. Bends the wire. Wesley now leads 5 legs to 2 in this first Men's World Masters semi-final. Just 1 leg from victory here is Mr. Plaisier, who was incredibly emotional. I can't even explain the joy after he won the World Masters in Assen 2 years ago. One of the proudest moments of his career. Right up there with winning the World Cup team event last year with the Netherlands in Denmark. There's quite a popular story among the players and the officials in Assen from a couple of years ago that after Wesley won, he went into one of the bars in Assen where everyone was having a kind of celebratory post-tournament drink. And as champion, he went in there, and his first decree as champion was the next round is on me for everyone. So a very warm-spirited guy is Wesley, and you know it means the world to him to try and retain this title, which he's now potentially just 204 points away from doing. Corne not able to apply any real pressure in this leg. Wesley, the much stronger scorer so far, but he wants a treble. Doesn't quite find one, so a big visit from Corne will keep him in touch. But it's a treble-less visit, so Wesley has 6 darts at 144 to book a spot in the final. Sets it up nicely, 96, so we'll come back for 48. What can Corne do? A 96, it's a lovely find with the last dart, but it might be in vain. Wesley Plaisier misses the board, looking for the big number, so you'll only get 1 dart at a double. And it goes begging, so a match dart missed for Wesley. A man who's faced down the barrel of multiple match darts against him this week squanders one here in the semis. Corne for the bull, and he keeps his hopes alive with a brilliant 86 bull finish. It's now 5 legs to 3 here in this first men's semi-final. So Wesley, you go again. That's it. They always say, don't miss the big number. That's exactly what Wesley did. Pushed it a little bit too far over. And now he will work again to try and find another opportunity, which he's made a positive start in doing. 140 followed by 98. Now Corne peppering that treble. And a second maximum of the game for Corne, the man they call Greenfield.
43.
Only 43 there from Wesley, but Corne unable to punish. He is on a finish, but not significant enough of one. And there's that thing I spoke about again. Wesley hovering at the table, just in Corne's way, disrupting his flow and his movement around the stage. And there's a huge maximum from Wesley Plaisier to leave himself on tops. But Corne Groenveld, 161. Oh, he wires the ball for a 161. What a finish that would have been. Now Wesley tops. Another match dart, over to 10s, inside over to 5s, and he finds it, lets out a huge roar, a big one, 6-3 victor Wesley Plaisier.